Well, it's time to take the cover off, and I'm just making reference to where the bolts are, the earthing strap, and making sure that I'm undoing the correct bolts. Well, I've got it off, and the chain and everything else is all in order. I'm not worried about that. I need to clear or clean the old gasket away, but that's not a problem. And if I just come out here, what we have here is the cover, and if I just turn it over, I think I just did good degrease and maybe paint it, but I'm going to get it to the point where it looks presentable and I do have a good surface to make a good seal on the crank and on the seal itself. Decided that I would try and remove some of the rust and give the timing cover a fresh coat of paint. Unfortunately, if you look closely, a hole is developed, and if I just turn it over, you can see in the cover there is rust spots starting to appear. So I don't think it can be repaired, and that's the end of this timing cover. However, you can see it's too rusty. So I need a new or second-hand good condition timing cover. Side, the bottom pulley is absolutely, it came up really good. It's really good, and I'm pleased with the outcome. Several coats of zinc primer, and then a few coats of satin black, so it's really good. I'm really pleased with that. Well, it's been over 2 months and I've been really busy through the week and on a weekend. In this video, I'm going to clean the surface and replace the timing cover with a new oil seal. So wish me luck. Welcome back. It's been a long time. In this episode, I'm going to replace the rubber seal, which you can see I've applied red grease. I've refurbished the crankcase, and now I've got grease on there. My fingers just needs dusting off, but there's a new seal in there. New bolts. It's all been clean. It's all ultra clean, so I don't expect any leaks. I've also got a new locking tab, and then the washer goes behind that. So that's all been rubbed down. Not forgetting the gasket, and even the bolt has been rubbed down, removed of rust, and I've just applied some grease to the bolt. So just making sure that everything is actually perfect, really. It's all clean. Check the chain. There's somewhere, but it can go a lot further than that. I think it'd be pointless to renew the chain. I know they're quite cheap, but honestly, why replace stuff when it doesn't need to be replaced just yet? Well, you can see it's all attached. There was a bit of a pig in terms of putting the gasket on and the bolt on at the same time, but the all new bolts, it's all been tightened up, and the only thing I had to do was to reuse the locking tab washer for the crank, as the one that I received through the post was the wrong size. Anyway, luckily I can reuse it. You can see it's just been locked over, so everything's locked down. I jammed the crank just to tighten it up, so it's all tight now, and now it's the time when we need to actually put it all back together. So that's the first stage, and then on with the radiator and then put it all back together. And it's pointless really to fold the tabs over if it's just locked in with Loctite. I've impacted with the windy gun, or I should say the impact gun, and let's get the radiator back on. Well, that's the radiator in, and as you can see, the radiator supports, I bought two new just lengths of metal, and how on earth can I lose a strip of metal? I've not moved from the garage, can't find it anywhere. I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to find the strip of metal. So I've put the fan belt on, that's all on. Had to remove the air filter just to get to the bolts here. And again, you can see the overflow pipe just there. So there's the overflow. Just need to put the top hose on and the bottom hose. And again, adjust the electric fan, but it's coming together slowly. The thing is, I would have got this back together last week. However, I put on a top hose about 3 years ago, and it's actually disintegrated, so I've had to buy a new top hose again. So the quality of rubber these days is very poor. That's just the way it is, but yeah, it perishes. People are saying I should get the silicone hoses. I think if it keeps going or they disintegrate every 2 or 3 years, I think I will do that. But it's slowly coming together. It's quite hard to actually show you when the space is so tight. So let's try and get it all back together, and then try and get it started for the first time since, actually, I think it's August, so we're talking 10 months ago. So anyway, let's get back together. Well, it's all back together. Fans all in place, all tightened up. The fan belt's on. Had some problem with the bottom hose with the Jubilee clip, but renewed it. It's always on a weekend when you need parts. Luckily, one of the neighbours had a spare Jubilee clip so I could have, so that's good. But it also means that I should keep an assortment of Jubilee clips. So it's all back together, it's all tightened up. The Kenlo fan, it's all there. this hasn't been started since August of last year, so now I need to put in the antifreeze. We have here pre-mixed it, so now as you can see I've got new I'm going to call them radiator supports. I will tidy the wiring up, just need some tape and a couple of cable ties and that'll sort that. Okay. Okay, this is the big startup. This car has not been started since August of last year, so we're talking around about 10 months where this has been stripped because of the crankshaft or the timing cover and other things that had to be dealt with. So wish me luck, and if you hear the ticking, that will be the fuel pump. So wish me luck. Right, here we go. Oh, that's promising. As you can see, the steam coming out, I'm just bleeding the system. No problems. There was a lot of smoke off the what do you call it again? Exhaust manifold with all the oil and stuff like that. But it seems to be going fine. Maybe need to tighten up the fan belt slightly, but that's about it. And as you can see, it's just smoking there. I'm just waiting, but there's no problems. Ticking over lovely. So that's another job done. So the next thing I need to do is to actually put the pedal box back in and connect up the brakes. Bye for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. By magic, the fan is just cut in, so that's absolutely brilliant. It's all adjusted up. I'm happy.